Oh, hey, you're here again. You know, it's a wonderful thing to learn about stuff in history. Nothing like a morning cup of coffee and a little bit of good knowledge to help you out with things, but you learn some interesting things that you never knew was real, you know. Parents always used to tell us, make sure to clean your room, don't stick a penny in the light socket. A couple other things like that, and said, make sure don't pick your nose. I wish that we would get told simple things like that. It would help us just to figure out what happened in history. Where did people go? What happened to the Huns? Why don't we hear about the Huns no more? What's funny we mentioned that. Did you know that picking your nose can be deadly? I didn't know that. There they were on the battlefield. Hundreds of thousands of people everywhere, and they just went out. I'll tell you what, them boys, them Huns, they did some pretty cool stuff. They learned how to fight real good. They took over almost the entire continent of Asia by themselves. And then they decided to get drunk and celebrate a little bit. And wouldn't you know it, while mining some copper in the old nasal mines, that boy Attila picked himself a winner for sure. Not only did he pick a winner, he picked a winner for the Chinese nation because the Huns are no more, because Attila killed himself by picking his nose. True fact, you can look it up. All that to be said, we know where they went, but do we know where the Rimkai went to? Now that, my friend, that's something worth investigating. Elvira. Technically her heart is on fire because she got cremated.
Did she?
I think so.
I don't know.
She did, I don't know that.
We got company.
But I don't want a company, I want a battalion.
I want a regiment.
You can have that shit, that's too much. So, how you guys doing? Where in the world did the Rambling Rimkai come from? I don't know. We're all over the place. So I guess we've been out for a while.
It's been a long time. We've been around. We just been disappeared.
Quick overview, so that way you can kind of understand what's going on with us, and we'll kind of tell you guys some details here in a minute. Gotta do with that joke. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
I knew he was going to do that. That's his favorite one.
It is.
That's his favorite one. So, as you guys know, and we've talked about this multiple times, Henry's still active duty, so we're dealing with a whole active duty regimen of being up here in the National Capital Region. We've been bouncing around between Maryland and Virginia, Northern Virginia, since we got here. However, when you get closer to the most vacation times, you run out of spaces to park your RV. and especially during the high traffic times, it gets very difficult to find place to park. Now, also when you get closer to the winter time, between October and March, national parks and state parks close out. One of our go-to parks also closed down to do very necessary renovations to the park. So that pushed any long-term RVers out of their park, and now we're running for spaces. You have military personnel that are transferring from the West Coast to East Coast to West Coast out of housing. So it's made a very difficult situation for a lot of us that are still in active service, that are chosen to do the RV life, to find places to park, especially since we got to go through the winter season again. So we've been dealing with that, bouncing around all over the greater area, national capital region. So we've been dealing with that stress, and it seems to have been more difficult this time around.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting as you look through it. And for those of you guys that paid attention to the intro video, no, I'm not trying to pull the death by Attila. Just my nose itches because our dog is over here begging for attention, and his fur comes over. For those of you guys that have been to our house, you understand Pumbaa's fur's everywhere. And it makes you sneeze or get itchy nose.
And I do sweep and mop multiple times daily.
And you still never get it all. We can make chihuahuas 2 or 3 times a day out of his fur, which is weird. I don't understand where it's all come from. Weird. But that's Pumbaa. We'll show you a picture right here of Pumbaa. Alright, so as we get going, we talk about health stuff. Again, I've been serving in Uncle Sam's Misguided Children in the infantry. Hoorah cran eaters. I've been a grunt now for 30 years, almost, and I spent almost 2 decades going back and forth to war over the Middle East. That is a very hard lifestyle. It's very hard on the body. It does exact a heavy toll, and now I'm finally in a position where I'm not running around out kicking indoors anymore, and I'm able to sit at a desk a little bit more often, and my body is catching up to me going, holy crap, dude. So all that being said, I've probably had, 3 or 4 surgeries since we've been here, and I've got 3 or 4 more to go. And that's just within the next year, so it's going to be interesting to see all that stuff go on. And then Robin as well, she had a nice spill where she jacked
fell
up
off the stairs here.
Yep, tripping over fat butt Pumbaa. And she ended up cracking 2 of her teeth and popping, much like me, where I got into a car wreck and it jacked up my neck and bulged 3 discs out. She had 2 bulged discs from the fall, one of them impinging on her spinal column, to where she gets to have a nice, lovely matching scar like me.
Yeah, we're gonna have matching fusion scars, his and hers.
Yep, and that means she had a month where she could win every single argument because I was not allowed to talk back. I finally, guys, mark it on your calendar, there will be longer than a 1-day period where I can win every argument.
Yeah, also the fun part of this right now is because it's impinging on my spinal cord, is I can't feel my right arm right now. The longer the day goes on, the more amped up the pain in my shoulder and my neck gets. It becomes very difficult. So it's relying on him to do a lot of the heavy lifting because I can't do it. So it gets very frustrating, and I feel like crap.
While my neck is still trying to recover and from its fuse, so I'm the heavy lifter and I can't lift over 60 pounds right now.
Yeah, so it's been a very interesting and challenging. There's been a lot of stuff going on in this household, that's for sure, regarding our health and well-being.
Yeah, so we're getting through a lot of that different stuff, and it's interesting. And then on top of all of that, as some of you guys know, we talked about before, with all of my travels through what I deal with the military, I do deal with PTSD type issues. And around this time of year, multiple different times, this is when a lot of my friends had passed away while I was deployed. So around this time of year, things get a little bit more ramped up. We also had some other issues medically where we'll just leave it at this, that there was a doctor messed up with something that they did with me, and now I'm having to readjust to get back on track because it made things worse. So with all that being said, we're dealing with all of that. So to sum it all up,
it's been a wild and crazy ride.
We get to be pachinko balls running all over the place. Fat Butt is stinky and furry and causing issues with everything on top of all of the Virginia, well, no, not that, allergies that you cause. If you've never had allergies before, come live in Virginia for a year. You'll get them.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't believe it until we got here, and now it's true. But
our car turned green from the pollen. It was insane.
Yeah, it's weird. So,
and winter is coming. And it's coming with a vengeance.
Yes, which is why we're prepping the house.
But long story short, with all this stuff, we're getting through. I haven't been able to pick up the camera because of the fact we've been pretty much living at Walter Reed 3 to 4 days a week. So, yeah. But we're getting through. And
so, I mean, I guess what we'd say is that for everybody that's still hanging on with us as far as listeners, yeah.
You're listening with our eyeballs, man!
As far as the people who are subscribers, we're very grateful. We hope that we can help everybody out, but as some of you guys on YouTube know, there comes a season every once in a while where you've got to take a break and you've got to focus on family. Though we love you guys as our YouTube family that's here with us and going through stuff and commenting and helping us to laugh, and we watch you guys' videos and laugh.
Yes.
There are times and seasons where family has got to come before YouTube family, and those of you guys who are on the YouTube know and understand that you got to have seasons where you got to take a break. Hopefully, we're waiting with all the stuff's going on. We're hopeful that this season is going to pass soon, and that we're going to be able to get back into doing a whole lot more stuff. Usually, once the wintertime gets here, and the bones get used to the cold weather for the arthritis, and we get used to moving in the cold weather, we'll do some more stuff.
But we'll try to keep you guys updated as much as we are able to regarding the progress of what's going on. So maybe we'll be able to get back up to filming weekly. It might be monthly. We'll see how it goes, what we can do. But right now, this is just an update for what's going on and what has been going on. But we hope you guys take care of each other, have wonderful holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys around. You guys take care of each other, love one another, and
we'll see you when we ramble on down the road.